a lot of these guys have been watching, going to Islam and going there and fight with Islam. They never brought the fight to him. I felt like he hasn't been in a fight yet. I felt like it's just been like a match. It don't even feel like a fight. It's a match. It's a wrestling match. No. I'm going to be the first person that puts him into a fight. He's about to get into a fight. Okay?
Thankfully, King Bobby Green stepped up in Beneil Dariush's absence because although we were obviously anticipating Benny Dariush versus Islam Makhachev, Bobby Green on short notice is an absolute banger of a replacement. And when we first found out that Dariush was unable to make it this Saturday, we were talking about it right away. We're like, dude, Bobby Green has to jump into this right away. And within hours, it was already announced. So, what are your thoughts going into this one? We've seen Bobby Green look pretty amazing recently. I mean, he's only won two straight, but in that Fiziev contest, which was his most recent loss, he looked pretty spectacular, especially in the later stages of the second and all throughout the third. I mean, if that fight, we've said it before, but if that fight was 5 rounds, who knows what could have happened? And now we're going to get a chance to see what obviously against a different opponent, but what would happen for Bobby Green in a 5 round fight? Because we know this is a guy who never gets tired. He's got that start to finish cardio. He's got a certain meanness and a certain grit. I mean, you saw the intro to this video. He says that nobody brings a fight to Islam Makhachev, and Islam by the end of this one is going to have been in a fight rather than a match, which is how he's been describing Islam's most recent performances. So how do you see this fight playing out? Do you think Bobby Green, as a plus 600 huge dog, has any chance against Islam, or is this going to be more Islam light work? He disposes quickly of Bobby Green, and then it's maybe one more before a title shot. Who are you going with in this one?
Yeah, no, this is so awesome that Bobby Green did this. I mean, what an absolute gangster, warrior, savage. So, win, lose, draw, all the, the fame, fortune, money, I hope goes to him because that is amazing because you already know that the UFC called all top prospects and none of them wanted the smoke. So Bobby Green truly is the king in my opinion, and I hope he gets the job done. It's a long shot, but to be honest, plus 500. I've seen worse odds. Or I mean, if you're voting for Bobby, then I've seen better odds. Very surprised with the respect they're giving him. I would have assumed on a short fight notice versus Islam Makhachev, like Khabib's protege, I would have assumed it would have been like a plus 5,000. You know what I mean? Like pretty crazy. I mean, they're saying basically that he has a better chance than Dan Hooker, which blows my mind. But Bobby Green's been looking like an absolute savage. This is going to be a one-side mauling though for him. I feel really bad. Um, but hopefully he gets a bunch of fame and a bunch of money for taking this and being an absolute company man and a gangster. But everyone has a fighting
Yeah,
chance, right? I think he has a fighting chance. It's just a very small one.
I feel that, and you hit it right on the head. You know that they called a lot of different guys, and you got to imagine a lot of guys, for one reason or the other, were unable to accept this Saturday's contest. But you know that as soon as Bobby Green got that number, he was down, right? I mean, Bobby Green is always down. Part of his legacy, it's part of his appeal. It's why he's such a fan favorite, and it's been really good to see, kind of like the sweaty MMA community come around Bobby Green in these last few years because I mean, if you've been watching UFC for a long time, you've seen Bobby Green fight dozens of times, and this is a guy who is always down to step up, always willing to fight in just bangers of contests. And to his point, is always someone who is going to try and bring a fight to you. 87% those rolling with Islam. He's a minus 720, huge favorite. If I'm looking at the 87%, a lot of it is copper, right? About 72% of it is for that copper sub. He's got three straight submissions. So, do you think Islam is likely to get a fourth straight submission in this one, a la all of the submission in the Tapology community?
Yeah, I think Islam is just way too strong. So even if Bobby Green's jiu-jitsu is good, I think Islam's going to hold that position, tire him out, and with that short notice, even though Bobby King, he's got a great gas tank, but on short notice, and Bobby King, I listened to an interview, he said he was weighing like 190. That's why it's a catch weight. It's not an Islam thing. I was seeing some people thinking it's Islam, but it's a Bobby Green where he's like, yo, I can't cut down that quick. Like, give me 160. So they're doing a catch weight, which is super fun. Um, but yeah, I could totally see a submission happening, or even a TKO. To be honest, ground and pound. It would not surprise me. I don't see this going to the decision though. If it goes to the decision, I will be mind blown. But yeah, this is gonna be a one-side mauling, I think, on Islam. This is most likely a lock, boys. Personally, staying away from it because those odds are just not worth it. And Bobby King's a savage, and just like anyone has a fighting chance, and that's a scary one. I've seen worse upsets.
Yeah, I've definitely have seen worse upsets for sure. And you said you're bullish on the Islam finish. Bobby Green historically is a very difficult guy to put out. I mean, I can actually remember the last time he got put out at UFC 199 to Dustin Poirier, and in that I remember this because it might have had a dollar or two on it. But I remember Bobby Green being a sizable favorite in that one before he got absolutely slept by the Diamond in one of the first minutes. But I mean, that was years ago, and since then he's only been fighting 2 decisions, and has even picked up that finish himself over Raging Al, who is another guy who's historically was always difficult to put out. So it's going to be very fascinating to see if Islam can continue that finish streak. And I'm with you. I think although Bobby Green is such a tough guy to put out, I think that's what gives all the incentive to Islam to want to get another finish. Because if we remember, I mean, the UFC made Islam win essentially 10 times prior to getting some serious names. And you wonder how much of that had to do with the fact that he was winning contests in dominant fashion, but by decision, which is a recipe for the slow track to the top. But of recent, he's really been getting some finishes. So I like your point that he's going to want to really try and make a statement. I can take a mean, gritty fighter like Bobby Green, who is difficult to put out, and I can do so with what looks like ease. So I'm with you. I'm rolling Islam. I think KO TKO is actually the play here. I think that these guys are so nuts where it's like, yeah, I can just see Islam thinking to himself, oh, it's too easy to win by submission. Let's do it the difficult way. So I'm bullish. I'm going KO TKO for Islam. Any last thoughts on this one? I can't wait for this.
Yeah, very fun fight. So excited. Can't believe this fight is still happening. So it's always fun to see Islam and always fun to see Bobby Green. But real quick, this is very interesting, off topic kind of, but man, sucks to see Benny go like that with the ankle. Is it me, or did Tony Ferguson just pass a very familiar Tony Ferguson Khabib curse to potentially Islam and Benny? Is Benny the new Tony to Islam as Tony would be to Khabib? Because that's what it kind of feels like. It's a weird coincidence, and Benny's last win was Tony. Like, did he pass the torch where they're really never gonna fight? Oh, that's what I've been
I
thinking about
hope
all
that's
day.
dude, I hope that's not a trend. But if that is the new 2022 parallel, then that wouldn't be the most surprising thing to me, and that would be an absolute heartbreak because we were so excited to see Benny Dariush versus Islam. I mean, just the way those two stylistically match up, and you just wonder, well, if Islam can just do what he does to everyone to a guy like Dariush, like who's even going to be able to compete with this guy? So I hope there's no parallel, dude. We'll get Islam versus Benny down the road. I gotta imagine, right?
Yeah, I hope so, but well, I guess we'll stay tuned. We'll find out. We'll have to reference back to this video because, you heard it here first. But make sure to smash that meat, boys, and subscribe, and check out other videos, and throw in the comments who you guys got. You think Bobby gets it done, or Islam?